shuttle diplomacy at all levels to diffuse tensions. The growing hostility between Russia and the West over Ukraine conflict seems to be failing, even at the highest level. US President Joe Biden and Russian President Vladimir Putin held a telephonic conversation for over an hour, but the talks between the two presidents failed to ease the tensions. During the call, US President Joe Biden insisted that Russia will face swift and severe costs if Russian troops carry out an invasion, and that such a step would produce widespread suffering and isolate Moscow. Washington says the call between the leaders has brought no major change in the Ukraine standoff. A White House statement said that the United States remains prepared to engage in diplomacy and is also prepared for other scenarios. Both leaders, however, have agreed to continue dialogue. Joe Biden and Vladimir Putin also discussed the United States and NATO response to Moscow's proposals on long-term international legal guarantees on Russia's security. Now, Russia is seeking binding security guarantees from the West that include a pledge to roll NATO forces out of Eastern Europe and never to expand into Ukraine. Now, Washington has flatly rejected these demands, but has offered talks on a new European disagreement with Moscow. Now, the Kremlin said that Russian president told his US counterpart that Washington has failed to make Russia's main concerns into account and that it had received no substantial answers on key issues, that is NATO's expansion and deployment of forces in Ukraine. Call between the two leaders came hours after the White House said that Russia could now carry out an invasion into Ukraine any day, even before the end of Beijing's Winter Olympics. According to reports, US Secret Service, CIA and the Pentagon are said to have received an intel of an exceptionally detailed invasion plan scheduled for the 16th of February. Washington's warnings of an all-out Russian invasion any day intensified weeks of tensions between Russia and the West. Following a frenzy of telephone diplomacy, Kremlin in a statement denounced Washington's statements, calling it peak hysteria. French President Emmanuel Macron too spoke to both Putin and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in an attempt to diffuse tensions, countering United States warning over an invasion. The French presidency said that there were no indications from what Putin told Macron that Russia is preparing an offensive against Ukraine. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz is also due to travel to Kiev on a Monday and then visit Putin as European leaders strive to keep lines of communication open with Moscow. Scholz had earlier added his voice to the European pledges to punish Russia with severe sanctions, targeting its financial and energy sector if it invades Ukraine. Now, as part of American defense response to recent missile attacks by Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels targeting the Emirates' capital Abu Dhabi, United States has sent F-22 fighter jets to the Middle Eastern country. The jets, which are a part of the multifaceted demonstration of the United States support, landed at the Al Dhafra Air Base in Abu Dhabi, which hosts around 2,000 US troops. It is the same base where American soldiers had earlier launched Patriot interceptor missiles in response to the Houthi attacks last month. However, citing operational security, the American officials have declined to say how many F-22s were deployed or the number of airmen supporting this aircraft. Meanwhile, the commander of the U.S. Air Force's Mid-East Command, Lieutenant General Greg Guillot, has said in a statement, I'm quoting here, the Raptor's presence will bolster already strong partner nation defenses and put destabilizing forces on notice, signaling that the United States and its partners are committed to enable peace and stability in the region. According to the statement, the rapid deployment on the fifth-generation aircraft was done in coordination with Abu Dhabi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and the deployment comes after Yemen's Iran-backed Houthis launched 3 attacks targeting Abu Dhabi last month. Remember, the conflict has killed tens of thousands of Yemenis, triggering one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.